Tuesday night, the clock says 12 o'clock and in 1800. This thing is totally screwed. It is old and it's broken. So the oven says 9:30 and it feels like midnight. Today was kind of a day on the road, a bunch of admin stuff. I had several phone calls today. I think I had 9 calls with customers by the end of the day. So that was a huge piece of it. Dug out some old parts today. This is my favorite, when somebody says, hey, find one of these for me. And I spend like an hour tearing the shop apart and I find 4 of them and then I clean them all up and take all this time, clean up their original trim, send pictures back to back. And they're like, oh, thanks for doing that. Yeah, I think I'll wait till next time. And I'm thinking like, why did I blow a quarter of my afternoon doing all this legwork so you can look at it and say, yep, that's what I want. Let's do it later. It's just very annoying. But before I get down that track, let's talk a brief minute about yesterday's WWDC, Worldwide Developers Conference. Probably the first year I didn't talk about it day of, purely because I was exhausted and forgot. I did watch the keynote, or at least 97% of it yesterday. The event has changed so much compared to what it used to be. I mean, it was Moscone West, and it was Steve Jobs. Here's the new iPhone, here's the new iOS. I kind of miss that. That's back when Apple was a small company trying to catch RIM and Nokia, and that's not the case anymore. They're top of the game. They get to pick what they do. But we saw iOS 18. We saw macOS Sequoia, which is an awesome name. Love the wallpaper. Love what's going on with the system in general. You know, every year I come out and say it's not 2009 anymore. We're not getting major features. There's small incremental updates. But with Apple Intelligence, more customization options, you know, it's a fairly minor update that I think will bring a lot of features that we'll actually use and enjoy and take advantage of, and things that we're missing from the operating system in comparison with Windows Mobile 2003, Android, and some of the competitors. So I'm excited to get the beta. I will put the beta on the iPad, which is really aging out. This is a 2020, I think, or 19 maybe, iPad Pro. It's not an M1, it's the one before that. So the A16X, A17X chip, something like that. And for the first time in my ownership of this device, it's feeling slow. I don't use it a lot, so I boot it up after it kind of dies, and there's like 60 app updates, and it takes a good 30 to 45 minutes to catch up and update my text threads, notification history, and all this stuff. It's just taking a long time. So it's becoming time to update the iPad. It's been 4 years at a hardware level. And I know the new one is an M4? I think it's an M4 chip now, something like that. Some modified version with a 9-core CPU. Unless you get the 512 or the terabyte, then it's a 10-core. I don't know. I looked into it and I just couldn't justify the cost because I really only use the iPad to order pizzas, and I don't feel like I need a $1,300 device to order a pizza. So that's a tough sell, but a good keynote all in all. Sorry for all the cuts here. I am totally falling asleep and still have one more call to go today before it's shut-eye time. What am I missing? There's some Apple Watch updates, Apple TV, OS, all of this stuff. It's kind of taking the same trend of enhanced customization, obviously the artificial intelligence. So we'll be seeing that upcoming, but I will put the beta on the iPad as it's available sometime in July, I think, the public beta. I'm not a developer and I'm not making a dev account just for a software beta that's probably super buggy and doesn't even have some of the features yet. But I'm excited about it per usual. Kind of a shit show at the shop this afternoon. We're trying to do S85 valve cover gaskets and my can job was wrong. So we had S62 grommets that don't work on the S85. You have to buy the bolts with the grommets, which is another $341 and day of procurement time. So we're waiting on that stuff to arrive tomorrow. Alan went back to the E39, getting timing guides. We're ready to put the valve covers on. Everything's in time. The accessories are back together, water pump, thermostat, things like that. So my arm hurts. I'm going to bed. Tomorrow's already hump day. We'll talk then.